Coby White just dominated the Sacramento Kings in a big-time comeback victory for the Chicago Bulls. What's going on, guys? Welcome into the Bulls Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and welcome in. Coming up on today's show, we're going to be diving into the Bulls' big-time comeback victory against the Sacramento Kings last night as Coby White put the team on his back, especially in that fourth quarter, by dropping 37 points in a massive comeback victory for Chicago. We'll be diving into his game and just talking about his development and why I really do believe the biggest reason why he has taken the next step this season and why I actually do believe he could be an all-star here moving forward. Then also Ayo Dosunmu, why I think that he is a perfect kind of complementary piece around Coby White's game, and they kind of offer a little bit of a yin to each other's yang a little bit out there on the basketball court. Then obviously got to give DeMar DeRozan his flowers as well, because the dude, whatever you may think of him as a basketball player, when he's on, man, he's on, and he was on last night, and he was absolutely cooking for the Chicago Bulls. But before we dive into that, guys, I want to show Coby White some love. Go down in the comment section and just type those zeros. Type his jersey number, flood the chat, flood the comments, and show Coby White some love. Kind of want to get the good voodoo and good support going here early. So type those zeros down below in the chat, because we might have a real all-star in our building here in Chicago. So show Coby White some love. But let's just dive into the game, man. So the Bulls ended up beating the Sacramento Kings 113-109. And Coby White in 44 minutes yesterday was 14 of 19, 5 of 9 from downtown, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. But he had 37 points, 7 assists, and 5 steals. And the number one thing with Coby White that I noticed last night, and what I've noticed the whole year, is he has been so much more aggressive getting to the basket. And, you know, I've always liked Coby White's game, especially in the first 3 years of his career. I thought he's always shown, you know, a high skill level, no doubt, but I've always felt like he's, you know, lacked this sort of moxie to his game and kind of this more kind of killer attitude on offense, because I think you can, you know, at any level of basketball, I think you can be an extremely talented and skillful player, and you can have every move in your bag, but it's always comes down to, you know, how you can deploy those moves, how you can use those moves to obviously, you know, give yourself an advantage. And I think Coby White, that's where he's kind of taking that next step, is the kind of the kind of mental side of scoring the basketball. I think he's really taking the next step, really attacking guys off the dribble very intensely yesterday. He had that one nasty where he hit him with the crossover, got to his right hand, and dunked the basketball. He was just aggressive all night last night, and especially down the stretch. Like in that fourth quarter, or at the end of the fourth quarter, when the game was 109, it was kind of a helter-skelter basketball play, and then somehow Coby White got the ball at half court, 10 seconds left, shot clock winding down. What does he do? It was a clear out, flatten out. He got downhill to the bucket. He crossed him over, I think it was Trey Lyles, gave Trey Lyles a little bit of a bump and kind of floated in midair and got that floater to go. I mean, it just kind of talks about his development of his game, man. I mean, he's added a sense of physicality to getting to the basket. And if you combine that with, you know, his 6'5" frame, which people do forget that Coby White is a big guard, and he, you know, if he's playing physical, he is tough to guard, because we know his skill level as well. He has a nasty handle. We know what he's done from the three-point line this season. It's just like when I see his whole game kind of come together, and that's what we saw last night, you know, by dropping 37, like, I really do believe, man, he could be a starting guard on a championship team, and he just plays basketball the right way. He plays at a winning level, and, you know, last night we saw it yet again for the Chicago Bulls. And you know, the Bulls, with all types of injuries this season, I'm gonna take a very positive view here. And obviously, you know, the season did frustrate me. I wanted the Bulls to be sellers at the deadline. It just, they haven't handled this season how I would have handled it. But you got to think about it. You lose Zach LaVine. You lose Patrick Williams. You have countless injuries to this roster, and somehow you are 29-32. A big reason of that is Coby White's development and him just continuously getting better game by game this season. And, you know, I always have this when a kind of type of role player in the league, when they get put into a bigger role, you always think about, oh, their efficiency is going to go down. That has not been the case with Coby White. His efficiency has honestly gotten better since his usage rate and shot attempts per game have gone up, and he has just overall just impressed me. But let's talk about his running mate here a little bit, Ayo Dosunmu, because Yet again, man, this guy just had another good game. I mean, he's just stacking 20-point games like it's nothing nowadays. He had another 20-piece last night, going 9 of 15, always incredibly efficient, and 5 assists, and honestly playing really, really strong defense against the Sacramento Kings. Obviously, you know the Sacramento Kings, their whole thing is they're going to run their offense through Fox and Sabonis. And I honestly thought Ayo DeSumo, Alex Caruso, did a great job on De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is one of the most underrated players in the league. He's incredibly hard to, keep in front. And the Bulls were able to do that. And a big reason because of that was Ayo DeSumo. I thought he was great moving his feet last night. You see the length, and I also just love Ayo, the way he gets downhill, the way he attacks the basket nowadays. It's just really special. And we've seen his body almost fill out really well this offseason. He kind of bulked up a little bit, but now we've seen as the season's going on, he's kind of slimmed down, but he still is extremely, extremely physical at the guard spot. A great point of attack defender, and he's shown it again last night, man. 20 points, 5 assists, just absolutely balling out. But we're going to get to my final thoughts here on this game and also mainly talk about DeMar DeRozan because he had a big-time night as well. But I do want to tell you guys about Prize Picks, today's sponsor of today's edition of the Bulls Report. If you guys go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use promo code CLNS, we're going to hook you guys up with a first deposit match up to $100. Even though football season is done here, you still got basketball, college hoops, NHL, whatever it may be. Prize Picks covers it. So make sure you guys do head to prizepicks.com, use promo code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Link for that in the comments section and description of today's show. All right, so let's round up my thoughts here on the game last night. As DeMar DeRozan drives me crazy, but when he is on, he is truly, truly unguardable. Like, he had a couple turnaround jump shots last night in the fourth quarter where I'm just like, no matter how, tight the defense is, no matter, how little space DeMar DeRozan has, if he just gets to his release point on his jump shot, that's all that matters. And he is just seeing back iron, and that's what he was seeing last night. 33 points, 10 of 12 from the field for DeMar. Incredible efficiency. The only gripe I had with the Bulls last night, and I know this may be me getting really, I guess nitpicky here because, they did have a huge 20-plus comeback victory, but I really want Coby White to be the main closer. And I understand DeMar DeRozan, maybe his game is easier in the fourth quarter just because he can get to his spot, rise up, and hit a jump shot better than Coby White can. I get it, but I think the number one goal for the Bulls the rest of the season is just to develop Coby White's game. And I think a big part of that is end of these fourth quarters where I want the ball in his hands, where he's the one running these pick and rolls. He's the one making these decisions. And, they've done that sometimes this year, and I thought it's worked out. But, last night it was just, too much of, throw the ball to DeMar. And I know it worked for a couple plays, but, I would rather have the process be correct rather than I would rather focus on the process that the Bulls are using right now rather than the result, because we know the Bulls don't have any real, championship aspirations. Like, they're not coming out of the Eastern Conference. They're not even going to sniff the conference finals. Like, I would rather be more focused on, how's the process going? I think the process should be end of these fourth quarters, game on the line, give the ball to Coby White, and just clear out, flatten out, and let him just get these reps because, let's just think about down the line, 3-4 years from now. Obviously, we hope the Bulls are at a spot where they're competing, to go on deep playoff runs, make championships. And Coby White is going to be a big piece of that. Might as well start getting him the reps now, late in these games, for it can translate where it's late game one of a semifinal series and, Coby White's got the ball in his hands. If he doesn't have enough reps under his belt, it just, I just think it will help his development. And we already know what DeMar is. I've kind of said this multiple times on the channel, but I would rather just have DeMar kind of take the secondary position at the end of these games and, have it ran through Coby White. Because, one, I think he's earned it. He deserves it. And I think it's just better for the Bulls franchise moving forward. But overall, great game last night. Bulls win 113-109. Finished the game on a 15-1 run. When Sabonis went out for the Kings, their offense just completely went inept, and they just could not get anything going. But Bulls, overall, great game. Really, really, really fun. Stayed up late watching it. And it was awesome. But wanted to hop up here early morning, make you guys this little post-game video and kind of react to the game. So if you guys watch this whole video, if you guys could just subscribe to the channel, I really, really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Go Bulls.